All right. And welcome everyone to the 2025 Frontier Conference Cross Country Media Day. We head to Dillon, Montana, one of my favorite Montana towns, University of Montana Western Bulldogs, and cross country head coach Taylor Grove. Coach, tell us the student athletes you brought with you today.
So on my left is Olivia Heiner. She ran at Ronan High School. This is her junior year competing for us here at Western. And then over to my right is her brother, Brant Heiner, also from Ronan High School. And this is his third year at Western as well. Just mentioned that, yeah, he took a year off of competing, came back to us after going on a mission and stuff. So he's back competing this year. So, yep.
Coach, the expansion of the Frontier Conference, your thoughts?
I think it's been a really good thing for especially cross country. I think it makes it like more competitive. Just we don't necessarily get to see all of the conference teams all the time. We're still seeing mostly the ones in Montana, so like Providence, Northern, Tech, Carroll, and sometimes Rocky. Honestly, they've gone east a little bit more this year, I think. But overall, I think when we come together for conference, it'll make just a larger race, which will be good for all of our athletes. I think it will make it just a more competitive atmosphere at every level. Like individually, it's going to be harder for individuals to qualify for nationals and stuff, but I think we'll have a larger group of good teams, and hopefully that helps put some more teams like into nationals and stuff, whether it's this year or down the road. So,
All right, Olivia. So, when you were growing up in high school, did you train with Brant? Did you run together? Was he nice to you? What's the story?
Um, yeah, France, he's a good brother. So we're even though like we're both juniors, he's 2 years older than me. So so yeah, he's my older brother. But we never trained. There was times when I tried to run with him, but he was like, "You're too slow," and then he just kept going. So I was like, "Oh, that's fair." So
Olivia, tell me, what do you like best about Coach Taylor?
I like how like she's relatable. I mean, she ran in college and in high school, and she was a really good runner too, which is really cool to have a coach that was a really good runner. And she listens to us and she cares about all of us and tries to, meet our needs. Like someone's like, "Hey, like I'm not feeling well. Like, what do I do?" She's usually really good at giving like good advice. Be like, "Oh, well, like maybe don't run today, or maybe just run less." And I really like that. So
Brant, what do you like best about Dillon, Montana?
Oh, that's a great question. Uh, I like how Dylan is very spread out in the way that there's you can like one run you can be out here and then for another run you can be over there and it's like yeah you avoid this part with the traffic and everything but I like how spread out Dylan is and I just yeah it's a really good environment really great people and it's just a great community and very friendly and it's just very runner friendly and it's yeah it's just a great place overall.
So, Brant, was it because of you that Olivia ended up at Montana Western? Do you take credit for that?
Yes.
Coach, how good is Montana high school cross country?
Yeah, I definitely think it's, improved since my time. I actually ran over at Billings West, graduated in 2015. So the year after I graduated, they actually switched from the 3 mile to the 5K. So I think even like comparing times, I know there's some really like top athletes in the state, especially at some of the bigger schools, but you even get some small school kids. I know kind of following along, usually there's always a couple, like sometimes it's the young ones. It seems, especially on the women's side, there's usually a couple young ones that are doing pretty well. I think over at Central, they have a girl who's done really well as a freshman.
Madison Kegel.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, like there's definitely some really top competition there. Sometimes not always the depth as you see. Like obviously Montana's a small state though, so it's like, it's hard. There's not as many people. I think it's a good sport in Montana. There is a lot of like we are running fast, like higher elevation or like hillier courses. I mean, I ran a college cross country in Nebraska, so our courses were definitely less hilly than the courses that our athletes run here. I think we were just at Boise, Idaho last weekend, very hilly course, things like that. So even for some of the Montana kids, I think a lot of the courses, like, it just hilly, not always fast times and stuff, but I think there's some really good competition and everything across Montana.
Coach, I have to ask you this question. How come Bozeman is so good in cross country almost year in and year out?
Well, in high school, we always joked that it was like the water that they drank. But it was probably, honestly, I think it's just the running community. Like, yeah, I grew up in Billings, and so like you're sit out eastern Montana is like flat. I'm really glad to get over. Like Dillon is mountainy, rural. Um, I think it's just the matter of like people in the community growing it, and they have a lot like their coaches from the one high school. I know they have two high schools now. When I was in high school, they had one high school, so that was always the other thing was they just had all the good kids at one high school. They kind of had to split up now, but yeah, I think just like the community there is big running community. You find that kind of there in Missoula. I know Billings, like it's kind of there, but like not as much so. So it just, I think is Bozeman's a good place to run. Everybody does it. There's a lot of trails. The environment has a lot to do with it. So yeah.
Coach, when you are recruiting a high school athlete, what do you like to tell them about Montana Western?
Yeah, I think just, like I am growing the program and stuff. So definitely like make that clear. Like I do though, like this year have 10 guys on the team. So I think that was like really exciting for me to get to like have a larger men's team this year and hopefully now be able to like recruit some guys into the program who can have like an immediate impact and stuff for it. Same like the women's side still kind of growing and whatnot, but I think just the community and support around the athletics at Montana Western is really awesome. So I think that's great. I'm also like growing the track program. So I think, that's a cool part to be a part of like a newer program where you can come and make an impact. And then just a good college town. I mean, Western, we have some, we do the block schedule here at Western. So I think that draws a lot of kids as I'm recruiting is kind of those things. Kids, a lot of it is like smaller town kids, whether it's from small towns in Montana, smaller towns in like Washington, Idaho, Oregon, all recruit all the way out west and stuff. But usually it's like small town kids where this is a fit, like they like the rural area, the small supportive community. So yeah.
Dr. Crawford.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from Brant and Olivia on their favorite places to race this year, and the best courses that they've raced on during their careers at Western.
That's actually a really hard one. Because I just like racing. I mean, I like the track. Track's flat, to expect. It's same thing. But I'd say this year going to Pocatello was probably like my favorite race this year because even though it was really hard and dreadful to run, it was like a really good challenge. And I want to run it again because then I want to do better on it again. I don't know if we will, but I definitely want to run it again though.
Yeah. Oh, that is a good question. I think so far for this year, I would say probably I really like Missoula. I think Missoula is a great community and it's a challenging course. I think looking back, I think one of my favorite courses we did my freshman year. I I mean I think the Bill Roberts course at Helena. Um, that's a tough one, and it was just when we were there, it was for the conference championships, and it was just cool weather. There was some snow, and it was just awesome Montana weather. It was a great course.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about your academic program, what you're studying at Montana Western, and when you're running, when your collegiate running career is over, I mean, you're always going to run, I bet, but when your collegiate running career is over, what's your intended direction?
So my major is kinesiology, and going forth, I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. I thought about being a nurse, and over the summer, and I still work there, but I worked as a medical assistant at the clinic here. And after working there, I like being a medical assistant, but I don't think I want to be a nurse anymore. so so I got thinking about maybe actually being an occupational therapist. So my goal is to work a little more as a medical assistant and just gain some of that clinical experience, and then try shadowing some occupational therapists. I've thought about even going into pediatrics and like specializing in speech therapy, and then seeing if I want to do it. And if I do, then go to grad school and hopefully somewhere close, and then go from there. So
Yeah, for me, I started school at BYU Idaho and I was in a nutrition major. And then I transferred here and then I switched to a modern history secondary education major. And then from on the mission, coming back from the mission, I worked quite a bit at the University of Montana in their athletics department with the facilities. And so now I'm like, now I switched my major again and going back or go into a business management type major. And so I can pursue kind of along those lines of a facility type director in an athletic department. That's kind of what I was looking forward to.
That's excellent. Thank you for sharing those details. I want to wish you all the very best of luck at the conference meet. Will you be at the preview meet this week?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'll see you there, and then we'll see you November 7th at the conference meet. And I'm going to turn the time back to Rocky.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Coach Grove and Brant and Olivia. Thanks for taking the time to visit with us. I do love Dylan, and I wish you the best of luck this season.
thank you.
Thank you.
You.